my little disco. So now we're going to move on to the Pinot, and you can just go ahead and taste now. We're not going to do any more demonstrations or anything. So this is any Pinot lovers, any Pinot fans?
Oh yeah.
Yes, good. This is a nice Pinot. By the way, I'm not being impolite by pouring this first for me. I'm checking it for flaws before I pour it to you guys.
Call it what you will.
How does the winemaker, how does she know, like how does she clear out her palate so that, like I've been chewing gum the whole thing, so how does she make sure she has a completely neutral palate before she...
A lot of winemakers eat green olives in between.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
That's how we do our wine tastings at 8:30 in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah, because you have a fresh, clean palate, and you can really evaluate and smell because you haven't. Well, of course you've got coffee. Actually, okay, if you want to try this now, don't swirl. And just kind of move your glass under your nose and try to get anything out of it at all. Winemakers do that sometimes because that really releases aromas and flavors when you're swirling, but sometimes they try to kind of see what deeper things lie under there that they try to get. So don't swirl and then swirl after you smell it.
So is there, like, I'm sure there are times that the winemaker will blend too, thinking it will come out well, and then she tastes it at the end and decides it's in. Then what do you guys do with it? You just sell it like the cheaper price?
No, they wouldn't release it then.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Then, like, they'll just, stain the barrels or something with it, or
Yeah, parties.
Fraternity parties?
Employee parties.
Does that happen often?
The wine purist are like...
Not to her. She's amazing.
I was going to say that would waste a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, like, there are things you can do. There's a lot of stuff you can do to tweak a wine.
Even after you blend it?
Yeah, I mean, that's why this is a 4-year science degree. I mean, there's a lot you can do if there's two, enology. Yeah, enology.
What is it?
Enology. E-E-N-O, enology. And then there's viticulture. So 4 years of viticulture, which is the vineyard people. Yeah. So did you all do that, not swirling and then swirling? Isn't it a huge difference?
Yeah.
Like you can't smell a thing unless you actually, so this is Pinot Noir, and I think I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. So remember that cool region on the map, Carneros, that's on the San Pablo Bay? That's where this is from. So it's 90, so it has to be what? 85%, right? From Carneros. This is 93% from Carneros, and 7% comes from over the hill in Russian River in Sonoma. So you're getting a little bit of that earthiness in this wine. But Pinot Noir is extremely difficult to grow. It's one of the hardest grapes to grow. It's very fickle. It does not like too much sun, but it needs the sun to ripen, of course, but not too much of it. And then it's very susceptible to mildew, more so than other grapes. It's really thin-skinned, so it's really hard to deal with. And if it does rain, it needs to be windy, so it dries off pretty quickly. So all these factors influence it. But once you do a Pinot Noir well, it is so elegant and layered and deep and pretty and light-bodied and just absolutely gorgeous wine. The other thing I wanted to tell you about Pinot Noir is that if you see a Pinot Noir, it's never going to be blended with anything else. It will be 100% Pinot Noir. It cannot get along with any other grapes. And why it wouldn't be able to stand up to all these big, thick-skinned grapes. And why would you spend all that money to buy Pinot grapes and then blend it with something? So it's usually, there's almost no exception. It's always 100% Pinot. And one of the reasons why, do you guys like it? Yeah, and one of the reasons why Pinot Noir is really great and versatile is because it's a great food pairing wine. So, you know, if say we go out to dinner and I'm going to be difficult and have the salmon, it's like, oh, what do you pair with salmon, you know? And then, but you wanted a steak and you're going to do like a duck or something in between there, and you're going to do the no meat thing, so you're going to get a shellfish stew, and you just feel like spicy chicken curry or something like that. It's like, wow, what do you order for that table, right? Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir will work with every single one of these dishes. No, you don't have to just drink white wine with seafood. Pinot Noir is absolutely the exception. It'll work with salmon, it'll work with tuna. It's got low tannins, so it's a really, it's fine. Could we get a better pairing for your steak? Yes, obviously. Cab would go better with it, but this will work with it. And then also, Cab will not really work with spicy dishes. So again, when you're doing spicy, you know, if you go to like a spicy restaurant, like an Indian or Southeast Asian or something, you'll see a big Pinot section, because like a Slantador in San Francisco, because that goes really well with spicy food too. So Pinot is a fabulous go-to wine when you have crazy different dishes going on at the table.
Do you guys grow all the grapes that go in your wine, or do you buy grapes from other growers?
Yes, we do. We don't have any property in Carneros anymore, so the Pinot is always purchased, but we've been buying it from the same growers for like 40 years, so it's always pretty predictable. But the everything that's made in the To Kalon cellar is all from our vineyard. That's all estate fruit.